Timer, Justin, timer.
God, dude.
We don't want to go a second over time.
I didn't know we had a time limit.
We don't.
Right?
Okay.
I don't know why. It's like a comfort blanket at this point. It's like having it. I'm just like, hey, buddy.
See, now it's gonna come off as me looking like the asshole, but I'm making fun of Mikey because 5 seconds before
What are you talking about?
We went live.
What's he talking about?
I didn't hear anything.
What a fucking weirdo, dude. Why are you being a dick?
Scott just likes abusing me.
Yeah. Good God. Good God, man. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Friends Podcast. I'm Mikey. That's John. That's Scott. Jazz is not here. He's doing business things at a convention this week. And, of course, with us, as always, is our illustrious producer, Justin.
I guess because Jazz isn't here, Scott just walked off.
Yeah, now Scott's like, fuck you
I
guys.
got no reason to be here.
Yeah. He's like, I got nowhere. Oh, no, he went to go get other things.
Oh.
Nice
A
small
business
bottle.
of Sazerac rye.
That was what I did this weekend.
Had a boy, dude.
My impression was pretty spot on.
Yeah, yeah, bro. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm fucking proud of you.
I waited. We were supposed to start at noon.
That's true. We're 50 minutes late, and that's honestly just because we forgot Jazz wasn't coming. Scott and I just sat here like a couple of assholes. Like, where's Jazz at, man? He's running awfully late.
I thought y'all were just like pre-show warming up.
No,
For those of y'all listeners, like
50 minutes. Let us go for 15.
usually,
Yeah, we talked about there's so much stuff we could actually recorded.
yeah.
usually before the show, the guys will like sit at the bar and like shoot the shit for 15, 20 minutes. That's what I thought was happening.
That is normal.
That is
Yeah.
true.
It's 50 minutes.
I was like 10 minutes late, man. Like, Jesus.
I had a Jenga trailer in the back.
Yeah.
That was
Jenga.
there's a
Was it Jenga or Tetris? Because Jenga falls down. I think you want Tetris.
yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it was like a maze trying to get through all the vehicles to get it back where it needed to be.
Guys, it wouldn't be the Freedom Friends if we didn't talk about our number one sponsor, Warfighter Tobacco. Obviously, you guys have seen us all smoke them. We're here to talk about a quality product that everybody can enjoy. The great equalizer, as we've called it, the Warfighter Tobacco Stick. And it's not just cigars. They've got humidors, travel humidors, cutters, lighters, everything you need to get started on that journey. So check out warfightertobacco.com and use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet, sweet 15%. If you want to know my personal favorite, I'm a 762 Field guy. I like that Sumatra, real nice and even keeled cigar. Great for us beginner smokers, right? And I'm told that these taste even better when you're listening to the Freedom Friends podcast. Now, back to the show. This episode is brought to you by Grill Your Ass Off. It's no secret, we're all middle-aged dudes who love barbecue. Grill Your Ass Off is our main go-to for our spices. That's what we use, man. Whether you're doing burgers on the grill, steaks, or my personal favorite, a little bit of pork belly burn ends, right? They've got you covered on all of that. They also have salsas. They also have seasonings and spices. They got beer salts. They've got everything, man. Check them out. GrillYourAssOff.com/Freedom Friends Podcast, or use the code Freedom Friends Podcast at checkout.
Justin did good this morning with the little white trailer. It's very
That one's
squirrely.
Yeah.
I could not have timed my coming to work worse. I turned onto the street that Warfighter's on and I saw a little silver Maverick pulling behind me and I was like, God damn it, I have to back this trailer up in front of Scott. Like, I was so nervous.
Why do you think I walked in immediately?
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Because I was judging you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got to stop. I'm just going to go ahead.
which is fair.
However, you were doing fine.
I like when the black trailer belonged to the other organization and I'd come back and I'd just be like, Scott, can you help me? Like, I got you, buddy. And you just park it for me.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, pal.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Yes.
Because part of the reason we sold that trailer to the other organization for a very, very reasonable price is we wanted it gone.
Yeah.
And then I still had to store it.
You're a good dude.
Yeah, I know.
You're a good dude.
We wanted it out of the parking.
You're a good dude who cares about veterans.
And then we were asked again if we were interested in selling it, and we are not.
No, it's ours.
I can't believe he asked you again. He told me he asked you again. I was like, are you out of your fucking mind, man? After all that shit? Fuck no.
There is a number, but you might as well go buy a new one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, because like when we got it back, it wasn't in the condition that
definitely
left.
not. Definitely not. To be fair, you guys did get a lot of free advertising across the country because we never rewrapped it.
I know. Well, until right before we
It got
back.
unwrapped.
Now it's black.
It got unwrapped one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think hours.
Yeah.
I think it was that was in the morning.
Hours.
Yeah. They had just pulled it off.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, because it was about to be rewrapped.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were like, no, never mind.
I guess it would have been worse if it was rewrapped.
Oh, then we would have pulled a wrap off.
Yeah. That'd have been satisfying, though. Just peel and wrap.
Right.
I don't think it's that easy though. Oh, if it was new, it would be that
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
It probably could be.
But like trying to take apart.
Not
They did a
years
good
of
job,
road
though.
grime. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. But
No.
No, I thought you were going to talk about backing up trailers, and I was like, "Let's go!" I'm like, I love talking about back. Like,
no, I mean
I'm not good at it.
it's either something you can do. I think
So-
it can be taught.
I'm getting better.
here,
It can be
I will-
taught, but I think there are some people where they inherently don't need to be taught. It's just natural,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And some people,
Rednecks.
you need, or kids that grow up on the farm, right? I grew up. The first trailer I ever had to back up was a grain trailer that had a pivoting front axle,
And that's that's a whole different
right?
game.
That's a you're thinking a move or two ahead there, right? 'Cause
That's
it's
chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's
I was gonna say, Mike, you know how we talk about how like shooting with John, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Backing up a trailer in front of Scott is very similar.
Yeah.
you did good.
Yeah.
You did good.
I was just like, fuck it, I'm going in with full confidence. If I fuck it up, I'm just gonna own it. And then I was just like, oh, I didn't fuck it up.
I'm getting
And I knew I was making him nervous.
I'm
So
getting-
I immediately just went in.
I'm getting better at it since I've got a trailer now and everything. Like I'm getting better.
We-
at it.
yeah.
Here, I'll give you.
The only thing that
This is-
sucks is doing it with my Tacoma because you just can't see.
Here's
like,
the cliff notes of backing up a trailer. Okay, instead of putting your hand on the top of the wheel, put your hand on the bottom of the wheel. And if you want the trailer to go left, put your hand left.
Yep.
If you want the trailer to go right, put your hand right.
Yeah, that's what the YouTube video I watched taught me.
It's just physics. It's how it
It
works.
is. It is.
So the most aggravating thing for me to do is talking to somebody else that's trying to help me, right? Like I have a long RV, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that I want the trailer to move one way or the other. I need to know whether the front end needs
Of the
to swing
trailer.
or the
Yeah.
back end needs to swing or the middle or the tires need to move over.
Yeah.
But when I get this and it's like they mean it's the front of the trailer, like or the back or the I don't know what this means.
Yeah.
Like you have to give me this would mean move the side over. Like move the whole thing over.
Yeah.
Like that would mean move the back over. This would mean move the front over.
So you need like different. There's different like hand gestures almost.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when you operate a crane. You know, it's like this means boom up.
Right.
This means hook up.
Right, yeah.
You know, and like
Get it.
or like boom down, hook down. You
Yeah.
can't just be like
You're like, no,
Right.
go.
like
Yeah.
yeah. I get that. Yeah. So I can understand that. It's there's little subtleties.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The hardest part for me, I can never get a grasp on it, is knowing how close the back of the trailer is to like here, like backing it up. I'm always like, I'm about to fucking run this thing through the fence. And then I get out and I've got like 6 feet. Like my brain just can't compute
So
adding that distance in.
the only way I do it is I look at the tires of the other trailers and where the wheels are lined up. Then I know kind of like, okay, that trailer's this much longer. It's in the right spot.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
That
I do
makes
that
sense.
when I was backing my trailer up when I was storing it out in Marion. It was next
Yeah.
to a boat.
right.
And I that's kind of how I did it. I was like, oh, because it was about the same length. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so I know that if I do this and, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And the way my shit was set up, if my back tires hit the little parking curb,
Yeah.
that meant I was exactly like 3 feet from the fence. So I was
Right.
like, all right, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I just had to put the tires up against that and it
Yeah.
was fine. Yeah. So it was good, dude.
Anyway, enough about backing up trailers.
Yeah, not rousing conversation.
No.
What'd you guys get into this weekend? Or this past week?
This bottle of Sazerac Rye.
Yeah, you did.
Froze my ass off and shot pigs.
I
Fucking A.
did not do that.
No.
I told dick
It was
jokes.
nasty.
I told dick jokes all weekend, basically.
Yeah. I heard you did good, you said.
I did, man. I murdered. I had a great set at Shakespeare's on 6th Street last night. I brought up some fucking killer comics with me. I'd love to shout those guys out if that's cool. You guys cool with that? It started off with Nick Martin. He's a local kid. He's been doing comedy about 5 months, and he's the funniest dude that I know. Like the kid is an absolute fucking murderer, and his name will be in lights someday.
Nice.
I'm convinced of that. Brandon Parkin, been doing comedy for a few years. He
Not as good.
Not as
Obviously. Like, how do you follow up with the guy that's
Nick's a hard guy to follow, man. He's a very hard guy to follow. But Brandon did fine.
Did Nick
Brandon
open?
fine. He did.
Oh, that's rough.
Well, so I did that by design, you know,
Okay.
to grab attention.
Okay.
You know, I wanted a funny guy.
Hey, pay attention so you can ignore all these other
Yeah,
people. that
yeah.
suck.
And then Zach Meyer, who was on Kill Tony last week on the episode, very funny kid, super abrasive. We would all think he's hilarious, but the general public is like, ugh. Like he'll say something like his opening bit is, "Why are gay people so rude? Because they're all fucking assholes." Shit like that, right? It's a great bit, right? Like,
that's a good one.
yeah, dude. Like, and he's kind of like that, you know, like real in your face, kind of get you. He'll make you listen. He'll make the crowd listen, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Josh Gideon. Josh Gideon is a fucking real funny kid. He's from Virginia originally, but just recently moved out here a few months ago. Been doing comedy in the game for a little bit. He's half Haitian, half Korean.
So it's like, is
Yeah,
Texas
so he's
the
always
new
like, I
comedy
got that
scene?
dog in me. Like he's a funny dude. Like, huh?
Is Texas the new comedy scene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
And shout out to Rogan for that.
Yeah.
You know, Bill Williams, or first of all, Omar Weens. That kid is a fucking killer. This kid, such a fucking pro move. The microphone broke in the middle of his set. So he was like, fuck it, show must go on. I'll just do it like this. And just fucking did it to the crowd like that, and they fucking loved him, dude. He absolutely murdered. The producers of the show came up to me afterwards. They're like, that kid's a fucking pro. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like fucking composure, bearing, just a great fucking dude. And a funny ass comic, right? Like just a good guy. Bill Williams, he's a fucking legend. He's in the running for funniest guy in San Antonio right now, competition. In my opinion, he deserves it. Like the guy's fucking money. He's very Mitch Hedberg-esque, so he's real one-liner. Like an escalator can never break, it can only become stairs. Sorry for the convenience. You know, like that's a Mitch Hedberg bit. Like he's a lot like that. You know, like just real fucking funny one-liners. Javier Basaldua, my man Javi, he's like he writes songs. So he does like comedy bits, and then he'll do like a funny song, you know, and he's got some amazing songs that are hilarious. And then I had to follow that. And then, so I had it planned where I was like, Nick will grab him, Brandon and those guys can cruise for a little bit, Bill will make him fucking piss themselves laughing, Javi will hype him up, and then I'll disappoint the shit out of him. That was my plan, right? And that's kind of how it went. Except I had a great set, and everybody told me I had the set of the night, and I appreciate that. And
Awesome.
so it was fun, man. It was fun headlining. Shout out, there was some Freedom Friends in attendance.
Oh, really?
That came through. Yes. Up after the show. And brother, I didn't even get your name, man. We just started kind of bullshitting, but he walked up to me right off the bat. He's like, Mikey, Freedom fuck on. And I was like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, fucking A. And him and his old lady were there. I don't know if it's your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, but thank you guys very, very much for coming out and supporting. That was real fucking cool. And he was like, do you want to smoke a cigar? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And he's like, I don't have a lighter or a cutter. And I was like, I have a Bic. And he's like, maybe we'll do it next time. And I was like, okay. But good fucking guy, and I appreciate the hell out of you. And hey, dude, fucking, I'd love to see you out of some more shows and stuff, man. It's just real cool to see. So, but yeah, man, good show, good turnout. It was fun. Had a good time. Then back to the fucking grind, man. I'm booked on the 6th, the 7th of March, and then I'm gonna take I think I'm gonna take a couple weeks off and just write, you know, kind of start a new set and just write and fucking hit it hard. So
Cool.
Yeah, it's been fun though. It was a good time and good opportunity, and shout out to the boys up there that, you know, put it on.
I have an idea. Remind me to tell you after the show.
Okay. Sure.
But I'm going to forget. So
All right. Do you need to write it down? I know how our memories are. Here. I got you, Doug. I'm a comic.
Oh, you should read that. I don't know.
We got some mail.
Just leave this in front of me until the end of the show. That'll remind me.
Okay. Deal. Pull out my little notebook.
Cassandra and Brandon.
Oh, we got a wedding invite.
Saturday, May 6th, 2025, 3 p.m. Living Good Barn, Chadwick, Illinois.
Probably not going to make it.
It's my wife's birthday.
But you didn't put an address there or anything either.
Well, I mean,
I guess, in Chadwick, Illinois, there's...
you probably Google it.
I don't know. Together with our families, we request the pleasure of your company at our wedding.
We would ruin your families would not.
Yeah, that would be a bad.
Dude, they would fucking hate us.
Yeah, like
Not true. As someone who has recently had a wedding where the Freedom Friends attended, I got a lot of positive comments about these boys.
Well, I mean, we kind of
mainly
we
the
went-
shirts.
we went kind of soft.
Yeah.
We went kind of soft. It
Thank
was
you for that.
You
We
know?
went a little soft, and you know, we kind of tailored that one to you, man. Like,
Yeah.
Y'all are by far the most amount of comments that like people would like call after the wedding and be like, "Who are the guys with the shirts with your face on it?" I was like, "That's a long story."
yeah, that's a good time, man.
I still wear that shirt every once in a while. It just it's
a comfortable shirt.
It really is. It's nice.
It's not bad.
Like, and the best part is like I'll wear it when I like go out of the country because it's like a Hawaiian
Right.
shirt. So I have like shorts and that and flip flops and I'm like walking around and people are
just
like,
Oh,
fuck is
what
this
the
guy?
fuck?
you should have worn it in Nicaragua with him.
Oh my god! Shut up! I didn't even think of it. God damn it!
Dude.
John, I would love a picture of you wearing that shirt underwater on your next scuba trip.
Okay.
Fuck,
I can do
yes.
that.
Fucking say less, dude.
Yeah, that's too easy.
Shit.
Oh my god, Gonzalo would have lost his shit.
Yeah.
that would have been awesome.
Oh, hey, did he like his shirts? Did they fit?
Mhm. So he didn't try them on. I'll get them tailored. He looked and he's like 3X, and I was just like, I'm like, an XL isn't really. I don't think your XL or idea of your XL
Yeah.
is the same as.
It's an American 3X. You know, we're small over there.
It's the opposite. So like, if I get a 2X from like Honduras or Nicaragua,
That's a large.
it's it's a fucking medium.
That's a large. That is one.
Yep.
It's like the beach cleanup shirts we had. I grabbed like a fucking 3X, and it fits me
no.
like a 1X.
I can't wear it.
Yeah, the 3X I could wear. If it was
Yeah.
a 2, there's no fucking way.
Nope.
Like, I don't know though. I've lost so much goddamn weight lately. Like,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck. You too, pal. You are.
The worst part about me is
You too, motherfucker.
for the listeners, he's pointing his lighter at me, which happens to look like a Glock. So, 'Cause my Dixons are starting to be too big now.
There you go.
And that's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
That does suck. What size are you, Dixons?
2X, except for the one I got a 1X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are all 1Xs, and
Yeah.
they're starting to get a little baggy on me too. Yeah. Looking.
Yo, we're talking about the weekend. Scott, I'm still working on that email with the 5 bullet points of what I did last week. So I'll try to get that to you quick.
Yeah.
I learned about that via the DoD Twitter
Yeah.
when they put out, "Hey, don't worry about that."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second, right? Give me 5 bullet points of what you did last week. Okay. Here's 5 things that I did last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes me about, 45 seconds to write that email,
Right.
Yeah.
right? The only reason I wouldn't be able to send that email is if I didn't do fucking 5 things last week.
Or I didn't even read the email because I don't do anything.
That too.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I saw one. There was some bitch who got on. She was like, Elon Musk ruined my life because I got laid off and all this and shit. And it was like this post.
Yeah.
And it was like maybe it's this post. It was a post before that. It was like work from home life. Maybe I'll put pants on today. I don't know. It's like, bitch, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Like, you were clearly taking advantage.
Right.
You were like blatantly doing it, and then you're so surprised that you got called the fuck out. They got fired for it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: aren't they giving like 8 months fucking like benefits and pay?
Like if I would have known that, I totally would have tried to get a government job just to take the payout.
Fucking A. 8 months, dude. Nobody does 8 months of severance, man.
Right.
You get 2 fucking weeks. Have a good one usually,
Yeah.
right? Like, fuck, dude. Like, insane to me, dude. Totally insane. But I did see something, and I don't know if this is true. Justin, maybe you can tell me if this is true or not. I saw a headline that 160 children were saved from being trafficked in Guatemala by a Hasidic Jewish sect of like a weird offshoot Jewish sect. And it turns out it's the same organization, Jewish organization in New York that had the tunnels. And my question is, and I told this joke last night on stage, do we owe Kanye an apology? That's my question, man. Like, fuck. Like, if that's true, it's like, dude, that's terrifying shit.
Yeah.
But also, welcome to the fucking Catholic world, bud. Now you guys get the jokes. All right. We've been getting clergy molestation shit forever. All right. It's time for the Jews to have some of the effect.
Well,
I don't know if that's true though. I would like to know if it's true or not, because
they were saved from the Jewish organization
yeah, they were like being held.
by the Jewish organization.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought you said the Jewish organization.
Now
saved
again,
them.
I don't know if this is just some anti-Semitic shit that
Yeah, I
I
don't
read, right? You know, I mean, it's hard to tell these days what's real and what's not,
Yeah, of
right?
course,
Like,
yeah.
so I don't want to fucking just assume that it's true, but if it is,
Yeah.
ugh, like that speaks pretty wild, man. Like, what were those tunnels for? I have a theory.
I'm seeing a headline that says Guatemala police clash with Jewish sect over 160 at-risk children. But I'm seeing if that's the same sect that had the tunnels in New York.
Yeah.
Let me do some more Googling on
I don't know, man, because in my experience, and John, you could probably back me up on this.
Maybe.
Hasidic Jews aren't real terrible people. They're usually pretty cool people.
Yeah.
They're
They
usually
usually stick to their own.
Well,
yeah, like they're
Yeah.
real quiet. Like I mean, you
Yeah.
can't even touch a rabbi, correct? Like another person can't physically touch, or another woman, except his wife can't physically touch him. Like
Bro,
they're
I
real.
told you I'm Jewish.
yeah.
They're real hardcore about that shit. Like their doctrine, they follow doctrine.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Catholicism has Opus Dei, right? Like they are fucking doctrine following individuals, right? It's real fucking hardcore. So to hear that surprised me is all. This is very surprising.
So, a key quote based on the statements and complaints, the evidence obtained in the medical examinations, it was possible to establish that there are forms of human trafficking against these minors, such as forced marriage, abuse, and related crimes. Nancy Paez, a prosecutor at Guatemala's prosecutor's office against human trafficking, said at a press conference. So, looks like shit's not good, at the very least.
Damn, dude. That's very surprising.
Yeah.
But again, that's a very, very small subsect of an organization.
Well, I mean, there's-
right?
You have
Yeah.
you have the extremists of every religion,
Sure.
you know, and
Well,
you can't.
Sharia law and
Yeah,
shit like that.
you
Yeah.
can't. You can't base.
I don't think that's part of the religion, though. That's just probably people that happen to belong there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but so like Hasidic Jews are.
And what's the definition of trafficking? It's moving people across lines, right? Borders.
against their will?
It's not even against their will.
How this today's human trafficking is worded. It's not like, oh, we're just, you know, I'm a coyote and I'm getting people from Mexico into the U.S. No, I am in control of these people and I'm selling
Right.
them on the black market.
Yeah.
I'm trafficking.
But I don't think
humans.
that's the
a little,
definition
a
of
little
trafficking.
different.
I think the definition of trafficking is just,
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't.
I'm not sure.
Justin's looking at it.
Anyway, what were you saying, John?
The unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service, typically in the form of forced labor or sexual exploitation.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's definitely not like, hey, I'm just helping you get across the border.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
No, I'm selling you for the rest of your life to somebody for pennies.
Yeah.
Because I can.
yeah, basically.
And then they got caught. No, like so Hasidic Jews are already like on the more extreme side. I wouldn't say I hate using that word because it's not what I mean.
Because they follow doctrine.
They're very, very like
Strict.
follow the letter to the, you know,
They
follow-
live
like,
by the
to
Torah.
a T, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't do like there's certain days where they can't use anything. Like and they have certain practices they have to follow. But you look at any organized religion and you have those people from any religion across the world that are so deep into it that they follow it so like it there's nothing else in the world that matters. I have to follow this to a T.
Right.
You know, and when you get those people, there's always going to be issues because they believe so firmly in it. They don't look at the rest of the world, the rest of like regular laws are just fucking humanity, for lack of better words. And they believe that what they're doing is for their God or their religion or whatever it is, and that they're right.
Yeah.
And it's just like you might be, but when you look at like civilization, like the human population as a whole, you're not really right.
Yeah.
Like you're violating all kinds of fucking like just basic like human rights,
Right.
you know. But it's every religion. It's not just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, fuck, I could write a book on Catholicism.
You know
doing
what
that
I mean?
shit,
Like,
you know,
exactly.
or Christianity, period.
Every
you
single
know,
one.
like fucking.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Scientology. You look at Mormons. I mean, you can go down the rabbit holes with, and you pick a religion, you dig deep enough, you don't even have to dig that deep,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna be like, "Whoa, wow,
Yeah.
these people are weird."
Yeah, yeah. Like, ask a Mormon why black people exist. That alone is fucking what? like their belief in why there are black, dark color skinned individuals on this planet is hilarious to me.
Really?
They were the neutral angels that refused to fight in the war between good and evil. They stayed neutral, so they got cursed with black skin. That's what they say.
Wow.
And it's like, wow, that's really racist. It's
It's a stretch for sure.
It's a hell of a stretch. Well, their whole fucking religion's a stretch. I looked in a hat and read gold plates, and now I translated it from an angel.
Yeah, and the angel said you can't drink caffeine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but you could bang. You could have 7 wives.
Daniel Tosh has the best bit about Mormons I've ever heard, and he's like, any religion that's old enough for my dad to go, that didn't happen. I'm not buying. It's a fucking great joke. Fuck.
How about Trump lighting up the Maine governor? That was pretty good.
So when I read the headline, they were like, the governor said, see you in court. And then when I watched the video, I'm like, pretty sure Trump said, see you in court.
No, she did.
Yeah.
But
He did too.
oh yeah, but it wasn't like she was.
He's like, cool, you won't get any funding.
Yeah,
Good luck.
yeah,
Because the people who voted in your state agree with me
yeah,
and not with you.
Yeah.
Trump won Maine.
yeah. Well, and it's weird that why is the Democratic Party clinging to this thing that's a non-winner for them? Like it's a non-winner. Like trans people in women's sports is just it's a loser of a topic.
Yeah.
It's essentially the governor of Maine blatantly stated publicly that she doesn't give a fuck about the women that live in her state.
Yeah,
Yeah. If
You can come at me however you want to come at me, but you're fucking wrong.
Well, and then they keep using this.
Like there's
talking
no,
point.
this is legitimate fucking black and white.
yeah.
That's it.
There's
no other way around
They
it.
keep using this talking point that they're like the Republicans are focusing on 1% of the population. It's only 1%. It's only 1%. It's like, no, you're focusing on allowing that 1% to bulldoze 50%.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It makes no sense.
If it was 50, if the fucking population was 50% trans people, we'd be having a different fucking conversation. You know what I mean? There would be a trans league.
Which I am all for.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like, that would be great.
I think you should be part of the enhanced games because really that's what it is. You're an enhanced athlete. Think about it. You're doing fucking the same exact injections that we take for fucking testosterone replacement.
Okay, so
it's the same shit that they're doing.
We have a different way to start this campaign. We have to start on Pornhub. Instead of having a trans tab, it has to say enhanced.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can get the games to follow.
I have a simple question.
Transformer game?
Is it an enhanced female or an enhanced male?
Doesn't matter. We're not
Either way.
They're enhanced. It's which way is it? Depends on who you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's when all the trans men just start getting their fucking ass whipped by trans women because they're all swapped. And it's like
You know what? You know what?
get some 260-pound fucking dude with tits in there just beating the fuck out of some bearded fucking dude who's 120 pounds soaking wet that cut his tits off at 18. Just fucking beating the shit beat out of him.
I want to see some super athletic female
Justin, I want you
go into the trans league and just dominate.
It's just
though.
fucking
Yeah.
some CrossFit badass.
Justin, I need you to timestamp Mikey's statement just there. In 20 years from now, we need to play it back and see how fucking crazy it sounded.
It's gonna be normal. It's gonna be a Tuesday.
No, because it's you're talking about a chick that cut her tits off, but calling him a he, even though it's really a she. And then the dude that got fake boobs,
Yeah.
you're calling him a her.
Uh-huh.
So 20 years from now, we need to replay that.
Well, yeah,
And be
because
like, what a fucking weird time we lived.
I've said it a million times. I don't give a like. I'll call you whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't give two shit.
I don't care. Like if the way I see it, if you start cutting parts off your body, all right, you'll earn your pronouns. That's cool.
No,
Yeah.
and I don't have a problem with trans people at all.
No.
You do you.
Fuck yeah.
But if you
just stay the fuck away from kids.
You're equal. You're equal. You're not fucking special.
If you come into my
Right?
bathroom and
Like-
we can't have a sword fight, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Well, we have a problem, John.
We either sword fight.
No, we could physically have a sword fight.
Oh, we
Now,
could.
We don't want to.
We're not going to. Yes.
Right? But if you can't, it's not because you don't want to.
It's like,
If
are we
you
sword fighting?
physically can't sword fight me, then get the fuck out of my bathroom.
Yeah, but there's going to be some stabbing done.
I was gonna say, I was like, can we sword fight or are we fucking?
No, but like if you're trans, if you make the decision to
What are you doing? Don't kink shame me. I'm gay. You're just banging some man pussy over the sink.
Oh, that derailed.
Yeah, it did.
I wrote a joke about this. Let me run it by you guys. If you fuck a trans man, I feel like you're not gay. You're an ally.
Okay.
Because obviously you support that person, but you're banging a vagina. You're not fucking a.
Well,
Like-
I agree with that. I guess. I don't
You're not
know.
gay. You're an ally. I got your back. You're clapping dude cheeks, but not really.
You know, we don't kink shame here.
It's not gay.
We don't kink shame, but I have questions.
I don't,
weird, dude.
I don't have questions. I'm just judging.
Yeah. Born to judge.
I'm not shaming. I'm just judging.
Hey, it's just an observation. I've never fucked a trans dude, but
How do you know?
huh?
You ever been with the girls a little drier than you think it should have been?
No.
Okay, me neither. But just asking.
Actually, no. Every vagina I've ever seen in person, it was real.
Yeah.
It was real. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see what a fucking Audi turned to an innie looks like, but remember with that. But you're talking about trans women.
Yeah.
I'm talking about trans men. A biological female.
Yeah.
Who cut her tits off.
Yep.
Became a dude. Comes into the bathroom to sword fight, and you end up fucking. That's not gay. You're an ally. You're her ally. You know what I mean?
God, the inside of your head
I
is terrifying.
Yeah, you have no fucking clue, dude. I have to make a joke about everything. I challenge myself to write 10 jokes a day, and it's becoming a fucking problem. Like, it's becoming a problem because I'm thinking ridiculous shit all the time. Like, fuck, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. It's fucking none of them are funny. None of them are funny. It's like this is a butt plug. None of it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's all stupid. Like, but occasionally there's a gem. Like, you're an ally. I don't know. Anyways, enhanced games.
Yeah.
Dudes with tits.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's the
No,
enhanced games.
what I was getting to though is like, you know, you should be treated equal, not special. And
Yeah.
just because we don't believe that trans people should be competing in women's sports doesn't mean we're anti-trans. It just means we want it to be fair for the girls, right?
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and
that's it.
And I don't think
Because you made the choice to live that lifestyle, and part of that choice is a consequence of you can't compete in fucking women's sports. It's a consequence of a choice,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If I choose to drive 120 down fucking 35, well, one, it's impossible. But
Definitely.
But if I choose to do that, part of the consequence is I might get a fucking ticket,
yeah.
you know,
or
like-
or die.
or die.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
For sure.
yeah.
That's a very good point. And I don't think that the right side of the aisle is articulating that
They're not
the right way.
They're not.
And I think they need to. They need to be like, look, we're not being transphobic.
Right.
It's not that we hate trans people. Live your fucking life. Do you?
Yeah. Equal, not special.
You just
Equal,
can't.
run on that. Equal, not special.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, run on that.
Yeah, and that goes for fucking everybody.
Everybody.
That goes for everybody. Like, that's race, color, creed, fucking anything. Equal, not special. That's a great fucking thought, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking A. Fucking A. Freedom Friends, bringing you some deep shit.
Something like that.
I have something for you guys. So y'all remember when was it Israel that was using the pagers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear about Ukraine and their FPV goggles?
Yes.
That
No.
I did not. What is this?
Yeah.
So, a Ukrainian military intelligence (HUR) operation was behind the detonations of goggles for first-person view drones used by Russian soldiers. The Hearst source told the Kiev Independent on February 20th. According to the source, HUR bought a large batch of FPV goggles for the operation and rigged them with explosives and detonation mechanisms. So essentially, Ukraine bought a bunch of goggles and then anonymously donated them to Russia. And then once they were being used, they hit the magic button and all of a sudden a bunch of heads weren't on bodies anymore.
I mean, I respect the jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's efficient.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Like,
Well, I mean, if you're going to sit behind.
what I don't like is we paid for it. That's all. Like I don't like that we paid for that technology.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only thing that beefs me about Ukraine. Still, is that they're still getting fucking money, and they can't account for shit.
I think it's funny that Trump's like, okay, so we want your mineral rights,
And he wasn't the first.
but
No.
his justification behind it is all those billions that you just got. Yeah, that's how you're going to repay us.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what Europe did to Ukraine. Like,
Yeah.
it was all like, yeah, it's all. We used to do a loan lease program for military equipment. Like, like for a small example of that is the CMP, the Civilian Marksmanship Program. You can buy rifles, M1 Grands, M1 carbines, and shit that are given back to us from other countries that we loaned them to in World War II or Korea or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're turning them back into us.
Yep.
But
Yeah, apparently Zelensky says that he agrees with Biden that this was a grant. A grant is not a debt.
well, of course he does.
100 billion. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He was given the open door.
And that's what it was when Biden gave it to him,
Yeah.
for sure.
Trump has been inaccurately repeating in recent weeks the U.S. has given Ukraine an estimated $350 billion to defend itself against Russia, and that deal granted Washington rights to hundreds of billions of dollars worth of critical and rare earth minerals in Ukraine. Should serve as back pay for aid offered to Kiev before he took office. Okay, how about this, Zelensky? How about we fucking cut you off and then we go over there and just take all our shit back? See how fucking well you do against Russia then. Because what are you gonna do? You gonna fight us? Good luck. That'll be over in 4 days. All right? Like, good luck. Like, I don't even need I'll send one fucking unit. like I'd send one fucking unit.
Yeah.
Send a Marine Expeditionary unit or send the 101st. 101st to be over there 3.5 days. All of our shit's back on trains and we're the fuck out of your hair. No problem, dude. No problem. Good luck.
And we defeated Russia.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Like, no, Russia's not going to do a goddamn thing. They'll be like, oh, man, no.
Well, long-term strategy, who would be a better ally, Russia or Ukraine?
There's no math there.
There's no math there, right?
It's Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no math
Like-
there. Like, I get it. Everybody's like, Putin bad. Which Putin is bad.
Yeah.
Putin is a fucking dictator. I don't give a fuck what they say.
Yeah.
The guy's been in office since like 92 or some shit.
Oh, but
Like,
that's
yeah.
how they do their shit. Like, who are whatever.
And that is, we are in no position to be like, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
No, Russia should not have just attacked Ukraine, probably. Like, but why
they used to own it.
Yeah.
It used to be them.
Yeah, it used to, of course.
But here's the thing is,
Well, it never was Russia's. It was USSR's.
yeah,
It's different.
true. That's
It's way different.
part of the
Because
part of the
there was a lot of paperwork that happened when that change happened,
Yeah.
and it was for a reason. And
Squeeze.
now, in theory, Russia is violating those agreements. So the downfall, the hardest part is it worth starting a world war?
No, nothing is.
No,
Nothing's worth it,
ever.
right? Like,
But like, how do you get them to stop?
Well, you make some goddamn compromises.
You know,
Diplomacy.
Yeah.
Like that's why the fuck are we doing this?
and it's the same thing when you look at like the U.S. and the Middle East, right? And you know, you look at Russia and Ukraine, and I know we've talked about this before on the show too. If Ukraine stopped fighting, Russia would take over Ukraine.
Sure.
If Russia would stop fighting, there'd be no war.
Well, if Russia stopped fighting, Ukraine would fight them out of what they took, probably. But they wouldn't try to advance into Russia.
That's what like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and
they have though.
And it's the same thing in the Middle East. Like while we were in Iraq, if we were to stop fighting, what would happen? Well, what happened is what happened.
Created a vacuum.
You know what I mean? It did.
That's how we got
same
ISIS.
thing in Afghanistan, right?
Yeah.
Right. But if they were to stop fighting, the war would have been over. No issues.
That's true. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So like, you can tell by who's good and who's bad based on that math.
All right, Mikey's got a tunnel going on, so I want to walk him through this.
Yeah, please.
Cigar. So as you inhale on it, squeeze it, and it'll light everything around the tunnel. Like you'll feel it's hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably just out now.
It's just hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just hot.
I just get a new one. It happens.
It does. It happens. It's still a wonderful cigar, man. I want to try to save it.
Light around the outside of it. Yep. Essentially, all the heat was just directed in the center.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see what else is going on.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, unfortunately, the U.S. lost the
Yeah.
rematch to Canada in
We did.
overtime,
We
which
did.
was a massive bummer.
Yeah.
Now, that was a great fucking
Great fucking game.
Fucking amazing.
But no, that last goal was a great fucking
That was
Yeah.
good
Like-
hockey,
It
though.
was- it was-
that whole game
Yeah,
was
that- it
good
was.
fucking hockey, though, man. So Jim Bellaloo was a Canadian buddy of mine from RCBT. We were talking shit, as we do.
Yeah. Do you guys make a bet?
We didn't know bet,
Okay.
but like the conversation. I'll read it to you, and I even told him I was like, "You're gonna hear this again." It was really good though, and he's a fucking great guy, man. Where the fuck is your shit at there, Jim?
Mikey, while you're looking that up, I tuned in and watched. Did y'all hear boos during the Canadian national anthem?
I didn't. I
No.
missed.
I didn't either, which I was
Well,
very
there probably
happy.
wasn't.
I got a text from a buddy that says the fans in Boston were booing the Canadian national anthem.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I didn't watch it though. I wasn't home yet.
Well, I was like, I dare them motherfuckers try to boo the national anthem in Boston. They're gonna get fucked up in the stands of the Garden, dude.
Which-
It's gonna be-
To Canada's credit, there were a good amount of Canada fans there.
Was there?
Yeah, there were a good amount. But I also thought it was really like, I look at hockey as like the last sport that is like, no, this sport involves violence, and where you acknowledge that, and it's okay. Like that's how the sport is.
But not only that, but up until Canada was booing the national anthem, I always thought hockey was like where everybody was pretty respectful of
Absolutely.
everybody's shit.
because you leave it on the ice.
Yeah.
Not the players are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The players
but
are
even,
100%.
but even the fans up until then, I don't think it.
The fans are kind of dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've always been that way.
They're very
But
passionate.
but to the other national anthems.
That's different.
Yeah.
That is specifically because the Canadians did it to ours.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But up until those two moments, I don't think that's ever happened
Right.
anywhere in the world.
yeah, that's
You know
that's
what I
what
mean?
my
Yeah,
assumption
yeah.
was.
So,
But before the anthem, the announcer came on and was like, "Please be respectful of the anthems." And I was like, "Oh no, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Whether you say this over the
now,
loudspeaker." Or
they
not.
they did say that in Canada too.
yeah.
Oh, did they really?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that. Gotcha.
I wrote to Jim. I was like, I hope we beat the shit out of y'all tonight. And he's like, fuck you. And I sent him a picture, and I'm wearing a Bruins jersey, and I'm just pointing at my jersey. And he's like, a Boston boy. He's like, I'm a Canadians fan. And I was like, I mean, it's where we're from, so that tracks. And he's like, and he asked, he was like, you home in Texas? And I was like, yeah. I got your fucking weather right now, though, because it was cold. And he's like, it's going to be one hell of a great game. I was like, I hope so. USA shit the bed against Finland, which we did. Finland, we got our asses whipped. We beat the shit out of Sweden.
Oh, dog shit out of Sweden.
Like 6-1. Like beat
Oh,
the ever
God.
living fuck out of them. And then fucking we shit the bed to Finland.
yeah.
And he was like, I bet everyone drops gloves in the first 2 seconds. Or he's like, it's going to be a fucking great game. I was like, I hope so. I bet everyone drops gloves the first 2 seconds. And I was like, but we beat the ever-loving fuck out of Sweden. So that was awesome. It was like, the Garden will go nuclear if everybody does that. And he's like, good hockey, man. Heavy hits, love it. Da-da-da. Like, so, like, real respectful conversation. And then I was like, I say if we win, we get to rename Lake Ontario next. And he's like, by the way, sorry for the booing in Montreal. And I was like, I ain't mad at you, pal. And I was like, I hope Boston doesn't stoop tonight.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't. And he's like, well, I'm mad at Trump. 51st state, fuck you guys. And I was like, careful, that's your next president. And he's like, Lord thundering fuck. Like, okay, buddy, good luck. And I was like, you too, pal. And he texted me back. He's like, what a game. I was like, I couldn't watch it. I had a show tonight. So I've been checking scores all night on my phone because I was like, I had a show. And he was like, it was a fucking battle. I'll see you at the Olympics. And then we started talking about stuff. But that dude, I would fuck if I already told him he's got an open invite if he comes down here to be on our show.
Yeah.
You guys would fucking love this guy. Like, he's the fucking coolest dude, man. Like, he only started with RCPT in like the last year or so.
Was he Canadian military at all?
Yeah, he is. He still is.
Oh, okay.
He's like a sergeant major up there.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, real fucking chill dude.
Yeah.
Fucking huge fan of our buddy Rich High.
Yeah.
Massive Angry Cops fan. And that's how he learned about RCPT was him going down there and all this. And like, but him and his buddy, they fly their fucking Cessna down.
Oh, shit.
So like he'll fly from fucking like Montreal. And they'll pick up him on the way, and then he'll fly down into like Baltimore and refuel, and then fucking fly down to like Georgia and refuel, and then you get it into Palatka. Like, and so they fly themselves.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, and just good fucking dudes, man. They're my favorite snow Mexicans for sure.
Nice. I worked with the Canadians one time, and they're all cool dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have legit ass snipers. I know that because it's an MOS, so they do it until they're a fucking E8, right?
that's more than the United States Marine Corps can say right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not read history and just do away with sniper school again. What the fuck, Marine Corps? Come
Fucking
on.
dumb, dude. I hope that like I tweeted Elon. I was like, hey man, while you're finding all these cuts, can you give us snipers back? Like, what's up?
Yeah, that's the most cost-effective way to fight a war. It's with
One bullet.
Bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one fucking bullet.
Cheap bullets.
Real cheap. Way cheaper than a JDAM. You know what I mean? Like,
I bet the JDAMs are fun.
I bet they are. I mean, I've seen them land. That's awesome.
Javelins are fun,
Javelins are fun.
except to carry.
Yeah.
Suck.
Yeah. Could be worse. Could be the mortar plate.
I've carried those.
I'm talking to a door guy at Shakespeare's last night, and he looks at me and he's like, "Are you a veteran?" And I was like, "I am." I was like, "Happily retired." And he's like, "Oh, what branch of service?" And I was like, "I'm a Marine." And he looks at me and he goes, "Who's your MOS?" Immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, looked at him and I was like, 0331. And then I finished off with tracks. And he holds up his hand. And on the palm of his hand, he's got a pentagram tattooed with 0311 in the middle.
Yeah.
And he's like, I do this for smacking pogues. And I'm like, I was just like, attaboy. I was like, my dude, that's fucking great.
That's funny.
I don't know. That little machismo, I guess, never goes away. You know?
No, we so this weekend we had a couple of vets out. One was Army. He did. Oh, I think he said ended up doing 20 or 22 years as an infantryman, and yeah,
He had a good time.
well, I was like, how are you not completely broken right now?
He just
He's like,
really-
I'm pretty close.
He just really liked the suck.
Yeah, right.
Like, he really liked it.
And then the other guy, he was a Navy vet, and so doing the campfire talk, sitting around, smoking cigars and talking and bullshit and everything, and just the difference in like stories. Like, and he brought up a really good point. Like, one of the guys was just like, "Hey, what's the?" And I'm not going to get into the details on it, but what's like the most fucked up thing you did to a soldier? You know what I mean? And it was a fucking 3-hour rabbit hole, because it was the more somebody would chime in with something else, it would trigger something, you'd think of something else again. And then it was just like, oh man. And I mean, there was nothing that was like, oh fuck, like you're in jail, dude. But it was just like, oh, I can see how that, and it was like, some of them were like little backhanded things, like, like one of the guys was saying that one of his guys was trying to go to a promotion board or whatever, but he was like bitching out on a field problem, and so he called the CO over in the middle of the field, and was just like, "Hey, specialist so and so, he's not going to the board anymore." And that was it. And like it stunted that dude's career because he was just being a bitch on a field mission once. And it's just like, no, bro, you can't be a leader and be like that.
Yeah.
You know, so fuck you and your opopportunity to do it.
That's on him.
Right.
Yeah.
And but you know, it's just stuff like that. And it was kind of interesting to hear all these stories.
You want to act like a troop? You get treated like a troop.
Yeah, that's it. You can be one forever.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I learned that really pissed me off when I was in E5 and I was a section leader for a minute. And when you're eligible for the board, you don't automatically get to go to the board. And it is literally up to your fucking squad leader whether you go to the board or not.
Yeah.
So my guys, I sent them the day they were eligible.
Yep. Go.
Yep.
Go.
And they both got promoted. You know, like, but why? Why would you not send your guys? I mean, fuck. I just don't understand it.
Well, that was my number one goal as a leader was your number one goal as a leader in the military, in the corporate world, doesn't matter, is to fucking have your juniors move up.
Yeah.
You know, to train,
Now there's some
mentor.
there's some that yes, you cannot recommend to go to the promotion.
Yeah, you got to encourage the wayward. You commend the deserving and encourage the wayward, right? Like that's like the big thing.
But I felt like there was times in our platoon when guys would be really doing good at a job, they would just want to keep him in that job
And not let him progress.
and not let
Where
him.
you're too good for me to lose, type of thing. Yeah.
Well,
I hate
you
that,
make
dude.
my life so much easier.
Yeah.
I like where we're at right now, so we're just going to keep it status quo.
And that's
And it's
not
just
fair
like-
to that.
not at all.
And there's no incentive for that guy to give a fuck anymore.
No, but it's the same.
And
thing.
I don't think there's like only X number of people can go to this month's promotion board,
No, not at all.
right? It can be anybody.
It literally-
I just don't understand.
What it comes down to is a point system,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't matter how many people go to the fucking board. They set a level for points. And
Right.
if you make the points, you get promoted. If
When
you
you
don't
guys-
make it, you don't.
When you guys start doing boards, E5,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, E4
E4
to
P.
E5. Yeah.
E4 to E5,
Yeah.
you guys do that?
that's our first board.
See, we do it a little differently. So we have a cutting score, is what it's called, and each MOS has a specific
we have the same.
cutting score.
Yeah, yeah.
But for corporal, like because you need to get a cutting score for corporal to pick up E4.
Right.
Right. So like once you hit that cutting score, and there's like checks in the box. You have to have your MCIs done, your like classes.
Yeah.
You have to have like
PT score.
a first class
weapons
BMT is
ball.
worth
Yeah,
this. A
yeah.
fucking expert rifle is worth that
Yeah.
much. You know.
Any schools or points,
Yep.
any whatever.
We didn't do it like I don't think there's anything like that. There is awards. That's
Well,
like
you guys
that.
don't go to schools.
That's true. They don't fucking send us. That's very, very true. You know, like so, like, and then for corporal and to pick up sergeant, that's what it's like. Like it's by MOS.
Yeah.
There's no board involved, right?
Okay.
Now, when you pick up staff sergeant, when you're going from sergeant to staff sergeant with us, that's when like you have to go take a picture in your fucking Charlie uniform.
Yeah, you don't have to do that till you're going for your E6.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like you have to do that, and I got the privilege of getting to sit in and see how the board process works, and it was real fucking weird. Like they have a guy who's a briefer,
Yeah.
right, and it's just a bunch of like sergeant majors, and it's like E8s and E9
Yeah.
sitting in a room.
We have one sergeant major and then the first sergeant.
Yep.
This is like they all have a computer in front of them, and your picture pops up on the fucking screen, and there's one guy, and he looks at your master brief sheet, and he's like, "This is Staff Sergeant Fahey. He is an 0331. He does this, this, and this. He works at this unit. His fitness reports are this. He's been doing this, and this is the awards that he got." And they have like 30 seconds, and it's promote or do not.
Oh, we have
And
to
then
go.
those guys look at it and go, "Yep,
So we have to physically go in front of a board, and they question the fuck out of us.
Yeah.
yeah." We don't have to do that.
See,
Now, if you want to get promoted meritorious boards, that's how we do it. For
No,
like
this
a
is for
meritorious
everything.
promotion, you go in front of a board. So when you're going for staff sergeant, you don't go up against just the guys in your unit or the guys in your fucking MOS. You go up against the entire fucking Marine Corps.
Yeah,
the
same.
Army's
same.
same.
Yeah.
But we have to go
E4
down.
to E5 is in your battalion
Yeah.
or brigade,
Yep.
and then battalion.
No, it's still Army wide. With your
Yeah, but the board is
the
like,
board. Yeah, the
it's-
board is on a.
it's just
I
your-
think it's a brigade level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we go in there and like you got to fucking study for it because they ask you some off the wall fucking shit, and it's not.
It's all MLS
Yes, it
specific.
pertains to your job, but it's like one of the ones that got a lot of people. It's like what's in the truck in the top of the flagpole.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so like, and it's shit
How
that
many
like,
how many trucks are on a base?
you know, it's
a bearing question.
It's stuff that like, if you studied, you know all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not, but if you didn't, then right out the gate, like, oh, this guy doesn't give a fuck.
That shit's a myth
You know?
too. That shit ain't in the truck.
Who knows whether it is or isn't? The only reason I learned it is so I could pass my fucking board.
Yeah.
You know, like do I ever think Fort Campbell's going to get overrun and I'm going to need to figure out where the fuck that is? Well, for one, I'm going to be dead way before I'm the last guy to figure that out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's like the general's E5 that's like the fucking paperwork.
Yeah.
guy. He's the last man standing.
General driver, and
Yeah.
he's just like, ugh. Like, yeah.
And I think it might be in the division truck. It might be the only one that
It might. Who knows?
because
you
it's
know?
big.
I don't
It
ever
makes
want to
sense.
find out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah, right.
You know, like,
But no, I mean, and then they ask a lot of like MOS specific stuff.
Yeah.
You know, battle drills, how to do this,
Maximum effective range of this weapon.
leadership questions, all that kind of stuff. Essentially, they're making sure that you understand like what your role will be in that rank.
yeah.
And and then they give you a numerical score, and then that goes toward your points. Right. So if you and so does your like a PT test, your ruck time, all this stuff counts as well.
Like-
so you have a certain, I think it's 300 points that your board can award if you max everything out and you max your PT and you max your ruck and all the other fucking requirements for that. And then separate to that is all your schools and awards and all that kind of shit. And each one is worth X amount. Each school's, you know, already dedicated, like, you know, airborne school's worth this, air assault school's worth that, Pathfinder's worth this, this award's worth that, this certificate's worth it, you know, like all that shit. So you can math it out and be like, oh fuck, okay, I need like at least a 290 to like even be in a running.
And you don't know if you pass the board when you leave the board.
No.
Like you don't know until the next fucking week or
sometime
something.
after.
Yeah.
I did a meritorious. I was going from Marine to the quarter one time, and it came down to between me and a buddy of mine. And my buddy he was an admin Marine, so he worked like, you know, paperwork and shit.
Right.
And there was like we had to take a test. It was like a knowledge test, like, you know, basic Marine Corps knowledge, right? And we both got the exact same score on the test. We had to do drill. You had to drill a platoon, you know, and I fucking dominated that one. I'm good. I was good at that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I fucking dominated the fuck out of that one.
Did
I was
you
also
Is it like by the book or do you get to like freestyle a little bit?
no. It's like they give you a drill card,
Oh, okay, yeah.
you know, and you.
Oh,
had
so
to-
you just got to run down.
But you have to. But it's weird, like how sword manual is involved, and like you have to like it's like a protocol, like you
Right.
boom, boom, and then you like, you know, you call your commands from the position of attention. You look at your card like this. You can bring it back to position of attention, shit like that. Like
Right.
it's all like. Now I was getting ready to go to drill instructor school. That's what I wanted to do. So I've been practicing this shit. But both of us were on the color guard. We were both like 4.8 Marines, just fucking shit hot guys.
Yeah.
You know, I beat him in drill. He beat me in PFT. Like I think I ran like a 280 and he ran like a 290.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we were both we were both studs. You know what I mean? And then it came down to the board, and he didn't know what a back azimuth was
Oh shit.
because he's admin.
Right.
It's not his fucking job.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's literally just that.
Every Marine's
It's
a rifleman.
It's just turn the fuck around, man. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
This, not reading that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, so like, but here's the fucked up thing. I ended up losing. Even though I went clean on that thing, I ended up losing. And I'll be honest, it was an EEO decision because that gentleman was a dark green Marine. And I was not.
You were a light green Marine.
I was a light green Marine, and he ended up fucking winning Marine of the Quarter. And there was a first sergeant that was real fucking mad about it because like the sergeant major who fucking loved me, but
Yeah.
he loved this guy more. You know, they had the fucking, you know, they were boys, and fucking he worked right outside of his office too. Like, I mean, he was like basically like his guy, right? He was almost like his clerk.
Yeah.
And like, so like, but a good fucking dude and a locked on fucking Marine. He was great. And don't get me wrong, I was stoked that he won. I was pissed that I lost the way I lost, right? But that's the kind of boards where we actually go in front of people. It was always like that. Alternatively, that's how I got promoted to Lance Corporal. You know what I mean? Like I went in and I knew what the 14 leadership traits were. And it was funny because there was like 7 of us and I was like the 5th dude in line. And the first guy goes in, and then he immediately leaves. And the next guy goes in, and he immediately leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then I go in there, and they're like, what are the 14 leadership traits? And every fucking Marine that was before me was like, I do not know, but I will find out. They're like, go fucking find out.
Yeah.
and they would leave. And I just fucking spit them out because I knew them, you know? And they were like, very well, go outside and stand there. Don't talk to anybody. I was like, I first armed. So I walk out and I stood there and stopped. And then the other guy came in and left, and the other guy came in and left, and they were like, get back in here. And they're looking at him like, they were like, you already got promoted this month. And I was like, yes, because I just got promoted.
Yeah.
I got promoted on the 2nd. I got meritorious PFC that month. And they were like, okay, go away. And then my corporal comes up to me. He's like, why the fuck were you even in there? And I was like, well, you guys told me to. And he's like, dude, you can't get promoted on the same day twice. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you guys talked about. I didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
You know, I'd been in the Marine Corps for like a week and a half, man. I was fucking like, you know, I was at a boot camp like literally less than a month. Right. And I was like, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And he's like, well, because you got meritorious promoted, because how they do meritorious promotions, they backdate it to the 2nd of the month.
Right.
That way, like, technically the senior man is the guy who earned it with time.
Right.
Because he got promoted on the 1st. And then the meritorious is the 2nd. Right. So, he's like, since you didn't get promoted on the 1st, you got promoted on the 2nd, you can't get promoted twice in the same day. So they have to push your promotion to the next month. And I was like, so I'm getting promoted? And they're like, he's like, dummy, you don't know what the fuck you just did? And I was like, he's like, you're probably the only fucking Marine in this battalion that knows what the fucking 14 leadership traits are. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. And he's like, thank God it's not a fucking aptitude test, Fahey. He's like called me a fucking idiot, basically. And but yeah, that's how I was only a POC for 1 month. That's how I was an E2 for 1 month. But because they were like, so I ended up getting it on the 2nd of January. It was the 2nd of December, and it was the 2nd of January. So that's why I tell people I was a PFC in the 90s. I was. December 99.
Mikey, in the Marine Corps, is there like in the Army, they're like up until specialist, it's just like you stayed in.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just is that same thing in the Marines?
To Lance Corporal.
To Lance
up
Corporal?
to E3. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You have to actually work to get E4.
Were they pretty quick on getting you to
That's what they
To Lance
call it,
Corporal?
terminal lance.
So it's yeah, exactly. So it's a time thing, right? Like it's really time and grade, time and service. Like
Yeah.
if you join, like I was an E1 in boot camp.
Yes.
6 months as an E1, you
get
automatically get E2.
So they just automatically give it to you.
Basically,
Okay.
it's time and grade, time and service, right? And then I think it's 8 months as an E2, you automatically get Lance Corporal.
Oh, okay.
Like time and grade, time and service. Unless you get non-rec'd, which you can. If you're a shitbag, they can non-rec you.
Yeah.
Like not recommended for promotion, and then you'll just get held until you get recommended, and then you can get promoted, right? I was real young. Like I was 17 when I picked up Lance Corporal.
Mhm.
Still, I wasn't even old enough to buy fucking cigarettes yet, you know? And so it was like I picked up and I was in charge of like an entire platoon of PFCs and privates. And I was like, okay, when you guys go buy me smokes? Like type of thing. But there I sat for like 18 months.
Yeah.
Until I got recommended for promotion.
And that was your time in service, probably.
Basically. They basically made me wait until I would have been
Yeah.
eligible with time anyways.
Yeah.
I just got a bigger check for
Yeah.
6 more months than everybody else, basically. And instead of fucking $300, I got $400 a month. We weren't getting paid very
I'm
well.
willing to bet. So I got promoted in Iraq, and I got promoted because I was eligible based on time in service. And so they held boards over there, and it was like if whoever has the right amount, like time and grade, time and service, you're going to the fucking board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were back in garrison, I guarantee you I would not have gone to the board.
Yeah.
It just my squad leader and I had we saw it different ways.
John, Scott, did y'all get to E4 pretty quick? Like, were they pretty on the spot? Because I know
Well, I was E4 when I got to 14.
He did his second time. He got there pretty quick.
That didn't take long.
Well, I remember when I was in, like, same thing, time and service, but like paperwork would never be done on time.
Yeah.
So when guys were eligible to get their E4, for the longest time, it would take forever for them to push the paperwork through. So there were dudes that were like 4, 5, 6 months past when they could make 4.
Yeah.
They were finally hitting it.
Do you get back paid for that?
No.
It's
But-
bullshit.
Yeah.
We got lucky. My platoon sergeant at the time, he was only our platoon sergeant for like 2 or 3 months, and then he went somewhere else. But he was his first thing when he showed up was just like, who can I promote to E4? Who's eligible? And he pushed that paperwork through. He's like y'all y'all don't really get paid. Like, it's a drill weekend. So if y'all are going to be here, I want to make sure you're getting as much money as I can fucking get in your pockets.
Good
I was
dude.
like, fucking, which was perfect because in that time frame is when I hit time and grade for E4.
Oh yeah.
And so he put my shit through. I was like, you're a fucking, like, it was like that immediate, like, you're brand new to me, but I already know, like, oh, you're looking out for me. You're trying to help me out. And I was like, like immediately was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Dude, it was such a good feeling when you would finally get a leader that gave a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there is an overabundance, and I'm sure it's the same in the Army, of motherfuckers who just don't fucking care.
Yep.
They're there collecting a check. They don't fucking care. And then you finally get those guys who are actually doing the job as a leader, not just a boss.
Yeah.
You're a leader.
And then you
know
get
what I mean?
deployed and you find out who a good combat leader versus a
And
garrison.
that's
which
way
is
different.
That's two different
Holy
monsters
shit.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
Way
dude.
way different.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I hope I was a good combat leader, but I know I was a good fucking leader in garrison. The most important thing, especially when I fucking just resigned to the fact that I was never going to pick up gunny. Like when I just knew, nope, I'm a terminal staff sergeant because I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Got it. You know what I mean? And when I just resigned to that in my brain,
Yeah.
that I was like, all right, you're done moving up. But that doesn't mean you guys can't, you know? So it was like, all right, so I my main focus was, hey man, let's take care of the boys.
Right.
Like, you know, and it was always hard. If you've ever been to a shitty unit, you know, people want to get out. They want to get out. Like, fuck this. It's like, dude, do not judge your entire Marine Corps experience off of one fucking unit, dude.
Right.
It's too bad.
Like, because like there's some good shit out there, dude. And
Luckily, we had a mix. We had a mix.
We had some phenomenal leaders.
We did.
Yeah.
And then we had some absolute shitbags.
well, like I went from the best field grade officer I ever fucking worked for to the literal worst that I ever worked
did
for.
too.
You know, and doing that is such a fucking morale
I went from the
killer,
worst to
dude.
the best to the worst. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like-
we worked up to the best while we were in combat, and then when we got back, then it went back to shitbags.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Frank.
Okay.
It's never gonna change. Fuck you, dude.
After Colonel Carlson, right?
Yep.
We got back and we had another one in garrison. Awesome leader. I thought he was great. Our first mission, he fucked me. And so I was like, I'm not working for you anymore. I'm working for my guys.
Yeah,
Like,
And our company commander is now a general,
yeah.
Captain Williams.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking one star.
Really?
Well, he got promoted like last year to 1-star. Yeah.
Got a boy.
And he was a fucking great company commander.
Yeah.
The short little dude.
You know who I got to meet on our reunion was Bravo Company's company commander, who I never served under. Your company commander in Iraq.
Williams.
No, the other one. Or maybe it was Charlie. No. God, he was a good dude. I think he's the one that sent you the picture recently.
Oh, that was Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Byerly.
Buyer.
Yep.
No, that was it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
I'm talking platoon sergeant. I'm sorry.
What?
You're talking about platoons, aren't not
Yeah,
company.
second platoon,
Bravo.
first sergeant.
What the fuck?
After I left.
After you left, first sergeant. I don't fucking remember.
You guys have
man.
platoon first sergeant?
No, we.
I was like, how fucking
No,
big
it
is
was
the
Bravo
Army?
Company.
Bravo
First
Company
sergeant.
first sergeant.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking remember.
God, he's a good dude. I think that's it.
Let
Never
me
mind.
think. Because he was. I just can't remember his name right now.
Yeah.
The first sergeant we had while we were in Iraq, he hit a shit straight.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was a good dude. I met him at the reunion, and I'm like, I was in Bravo Company, and we got to talking. I'm like, oh, I left right before you got
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And he was a good dude.
First sergeants in country piss me off.
Oh fuck, we had
They're
some
the
bad ones.
fucking worst,
Oh my
dude.
god.
They're
All-
the fucking first sergeants and sergeant majors.
So-
they don't need to be there.
In 2003, all of the first sergeants none of them had combat experience.
None.
Yeah.
And when we were in Kuwait, it was all about what your uniform looked like.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, bro, let it go.
yeah,
It's like
We're-
they can't hurt you here.
right,
It's like, God damn it. I hate that.
right. Like it was all garrison bullshit.
Well, like Sergeant Major Castle, who's famous now because he got pulled out of a house holding his pistol still, and there's a statue of him and all this shit now. He was the first sergeant in Ramadi when that happened.
Right,
Why were you there? You're the first sergeant. You were in the fucking way.
right.
You're in the way. Why are you in that fucking house?
Right.
You're the first sergeant. You're in the way. How do I know that entire fucking thing went down like that? Because you were there. You know what I mean? You probably fucking caused it. And everybody sucks this dude's dick. I personally never liked the guy. I thought he was a shit leader. He was a do as I say, not as I do. That motherfucker right there. He's about fucking 5'5", little Napoleon complex. And why were you there? Look what he's wearing. With his fucking knee pads and his bullshit. Look at his smoke grenade on a fucking carabiner. Look at that.
Hung by the pin.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Why was the first sergeant in that house? You know what I mean? Because you're in the fucking way of the Marines.
As a first sergeant with ghillie material on his hat, on his helmet there, our first sergeants wouldn't let us camouflage.
No, I got in trouble.
And that was always my question. It's yeah, good on you for he got the Navy Cross.
Yeah.
And it's why were you there? Why the fuck were you there, Brad? You know what I mean? It's not a first sergeant's job. You're in the way. What the fuck were you thinking? You know, and everybody sucks his dick. And he was my sergeant major.
And that was it looked like a sniper team helping him out of there.
Probably was because it was
a sniper rifle hanging there.
Yeah, it was after the fact. So it was they probably were like, oh fuck, we gotta get the fucking first sergeant. And ugh. You know how snipers get whored out. They were probably like, hey, go get the first sergeant. You know, fuck, all right. You know, which was always pissed me off.
Yeah.
Always annoyed me. But yeah, dude, he was my sergeant major at my last unit. He was the regimental sergeant major or something, or I don't know, division sergeant major maybe.
Yeah.
For 4th Mardiv, I think. And sergeant major, what was his last one? Oh, New Orleans. Served as 4th Marine Division sergeant major. Yeah, he was my division sergeant major out of NOLA. And because I was under the reserve fucking division. So yeah, at that point, it was dude, what the fuck, man? Don't get me wrong. Look at his chest.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's stacked. He did a lot of shit. You know, he put in a lot of work from Desert Storm all the way through, right? The guy, but I get it, dude. You want to go get some with the boys. That ain't your job no more, man.
Yeah.
You know, the second you put F on your fucking fit rep and became a first sergeant, you gave up your right to fucking do that.
See,
our battalion commander would say different.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, and maybe his did too. I don't know. You know, maybe his
No.
Maybe his
Our
BC was
battalion commander.
Get the fuck out there.
We had to tell him to.
Yeah,
Get
hey
out of the
sir,
way.
you can't jump in our stack anymore.
We need you for other things.
Yeah. The 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines battalion commander that we had in Fallujah was a guy named Ramos. He's a fucking douchebag. They called him Rambo. This fucking dude was actively trying to get people killed. I swear to God, I think it was a badge of honor that he had Marines murdered on his watch or something. I remember one time he was we're going to take this street hard. It was in Hit, Iraq. It was right before I got wounded. It was the day before I got wounded. He's you guys tracks are going to drive down the road with your ramp down, even, and drive down the road, and we can shoot from the back of the vehicle. And we were like, no. And he was like, I don't think you understand. I mean, no, we understand what you're saying, sir. It just ain't fucking happening. No. The ramp stays up. All right? Here, let's give them a big fucking box of a target to shoot an RPG into.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, but we'll be there. I'm like, the RPG will go through you. And it's going to go in, and it's going to hit the fucking engine panel, and it's going to blow the fucking vehicle up, and all the ammo that you're sitting on is going to go up, and we're all going to die. No, we're not doing that. That's Jesus. I saw him fucking try to clear a building by himself. But it wasn't even a combative building. He busted in somebody's home. And the family's watching TV. They're like, the fuck? And he's like, ah. And they're like, all right, what the fuck is happening? And we're like, sir, we're on the wrong block. What are you doing? Block over's where the fight's at. And he's like, oh, well, I was setting a base here. No. It's what are you doing, man? Fuck. This is the battalion commander. Great. Fucking terrible, dude. My point is that when you see the bad leadership,
Yeah.
and then you see great leadership, and you can compare and contrast the fucking pure differences,
Right.
it's so refreshing when you have a good one.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Ramos was the worst. He definitely wasn't the worst colonel I'd ever worked with. You know what I mean? Because fucking Frank was. You know, I got shit on my last fucking unit. All right, my very last guy that I worked for, that guy fucking sucked. However, his predecessor, Jeff, was fucking awesome. That guy was great. One of the best fucking field grade officers I've ever seen. You know, it was just a good dude. You know, and like we'd be in meetings and like, you know, he'd be like, "What do you got, S2?" And they'd start to say, "I don't care about that. What do you got?" He'd just be like, there's no bearing. Like, you're just filling time. Fuck off, man. Like, he was just a real mission focused dude.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that about him. You know, like common sense and mission focus goes a long way.
That's true.
It's a lost art form.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went our first battalion commander going into Iraq was all about just trying to get promoted. And the next one was all about trying to just kill the fucking bad guy.
Didn't give two shits about getting
No,
promoted.
he did not care.
And that's the difference between
awesome.
combat leadership and garrison there, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, no, we have a mission. Our mission is to locate, close with, and destroy, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what we do. Let's go do that. Like, yeah. That shit I appreciate. That shit I appreciate. So we're recording on a Monday today.
We are.
Why?
We're going out of town tomorrow.
Yeah. Where you guys going?
DC.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. We got a round table with the Congressional Cigar Caucus and the Congressional Veterans Caucus. And
Fucking A.
we're going to try to
Convince those guys to join our fight.
Bridge the gap.
work together.
Yeah, that's really it.
That's why you trimmed your mustache. You didn't want to look homeless for the DC.
Pretty much.
For the DC.
That I was
fancies?
tired of eating it.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, I was tired of
Yeah.
eating it.
It does it's a lot after a while, man.
I was
Like,
just like, God. Like there's one thing that happened this time when I was growing my mustache that hasn't happened before. I got a mustache hair stuck in between my teeth because I bit into something. And it like stuck like permanently pulling it, but it didn't completely pull it out. And I was just like, ow, 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 ow. And I'm like, fuck. That was the weirdest thing. And I'm like, how do I fix this? Like, did I try to get it out of my teeth or I just pull it out of my face? You know, like,
I don't think there's a good answer.
there really isn't. It sucked either way. But that was like the final straw. I'm like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
This is going.
That's a good line.
And then I asked Mal, and I'm like, hey, I was like, should I like wax it into like, she's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, cool, going to get it cut.
Yeah. She ain't that Austin, bro.
No. I've never done that before. So I was like, it's long enough where I could.
I don't think you should. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't. It was.
I think that's a mustache only move.
If she would have told me yes, I would have done it.
Well,
but
like-
I didn't want to do it because of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Our buddy Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon does that.
Great mustache.
Great fucking mustache.
Yeah.
His mustache is gorgeous.
Yep.
Right?
Like he'll grow his beard and then cut it and leave his mustache the whole
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, and he's got
Andrew.
such a dope fucking mustache.
Andrew has a great mustache.
Yeah.
Andrew's
Yep.
got an amazing mustache and shoe game on point.
That was one of the things I said with Mal. Is like, I was like, if I do the mustache, I have to get the shoes. I was like, I can't do the mustache, not have the shoes.
If I ever do that mustache, I'm just going to dress like the Pringles guy.
With a little eyeglass.
Does he have an eyeglass?
Oh yeah.
The spectacle.
The monocle?
Yep.
Have a monocle?
When we were in Nicaragua, it was funny because every time John would eat, he'd take a bite and then he'd have to do this. He'd have to spread his mustache.
Yep. And I went through
And then
like
you get another
1,000
bite.
napkins. I killed a whole forest of napkins because they have the world's shittiest napkins in
Sure.
Nicaragua. Yep.
Yeah, dude. It is like the other thing I hate about mustaches is sometimes you get like a rogue hair out of nowhere that'll just flip up.
Right in your nose.
It just right up your nose, and you're like, and it's like the hair is sharp.
Yeah.
That's a sharp little thing, man. And it poke you in the fucking nose.
Yeah.
Immediately your eye starts wandering.
Right.
And you look like a cokehead. And you're like, ugh.
Mal's final thing with it was I gave her a kiss and my mustache went in her nose. And she's like, we're done. You need to trim that. It's like, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. They hate it. They hate it until they're sitting on it. Then they're fine with it. Fuck it. Ugh. Yeah. Jazz was giving me shit the other day. He's like, the only thing about when you trim your beard is your guy gives you too much lips. And I was like, I disagree. I was like, I like having my lips, man.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Like my wife misses my lips when they're gone because they do go away.
Yeah, my mustache hid my mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it goes away. And you grow a mustache much like me. Like we could easily do Burt Reynolds level fucking mustache.
Too easy.
Yeah. Like, which is weird because every time I tried to grow it when I was active duty, it never worked out.
Scott grows a good mustache.
Yeah.
But it's very rare that you see it.
Well, that's because Michelle's not a white trash. Like,
I don't,
her daddy issues aren't that deep, man.
for me, it's more maintenance free too. I used to want to do the beard thing, and I did it once, and now I'm over it.
So,
Yeah.
I do the
he's
beard
just
thing
getting
'cause
late
I
and
bought razors
inconsistent.
once about 10 years ago, and I haven't bought them since.
Now that I could fucking do
Dude,
without. Jesus.
I have razors that were donated to Toys for Tots for the Marines to use by a lady in Baltimore. I still have them. I've
I
been
never
retired 10
understood that
years.
kind of
They're still
stuff.
sitting there.
Oh, look at that.
So
that.
this is the top 40 best mustaches.
Ooh,
That is
that
the
is-
thickest mustache I've
man.
ever seen.
that doesn't even look real.
No, that's like a chinchilla just on this dude's lip.
Salvador Dali.
I really like that one though.
Really?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I do. It's just very unique. It's
It
like
is
Devil
bull
horns,
on-
bro.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. I mean, well, it's Trebek.
yeah,
A classic.
And that's
You wouldn't
he's
know
had-
that Trebek if you didn't have that card in your hand.
Ooh, that was a little too.
Hey, before
That was
He did it
Hitler
first.
copied him.
yeah. The toothbrush was a real thing, but way before Hitler ruined it
Yeah.
because it was a dope stash.
Yep.
I mean,
That's what I had.
that's just I don't give a fuck because I'm
Yep.
too smart to care.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sam
that's-
Elliott.
yeah.
Yep.
He's got to be on that list.
Holy
Mark Twain,
Oh,
fuck
man.
yeah, dude. Mark Twain
Jesus.
was legit.
He's got the eyebrows to match his
Oh
mouth.
yeah, bro. Do you know why they're called sideburns?
Why?
General Burnside. That was his name.
There
that was his style.
And
Huh.
he died at the Battle of Antietam in Maryland.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at that one.
Ooh, baby.
Man. Like you'd have to lift that up to eat.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
That is a very good. Well, it's a very cop mustache.
It is.
that he played for that role.
Especially because that's
We're looking
in,
at
like,
David
the-
Harbour as Hopper on Stranger Things. Fuck off, Fred. I love that they had one chick. Hey, look at
Oh,
that.
there
General
it is.
Burnside. Yep, that's what.
Wow.
That's where we got our fucking sideburns from.
I
Because he had a
respect-
mustache that went into his sideburns.
I respect the fact that he was like, "Now leave the chin.
Yeah,
Everything else I want, though."
yeah.
You know your look is iconic. Go back up. When sideburns are literally named after you.
Fucking A, dude. General Burnside, right there. Oh, Ambrose. Bert. I mean, yeah, Bert's a
Reynolds.
fucking legend for sure.
Just a little bit of curvature there.
Yep.
Teddy,
Teddy.
again. Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
This is the only thing. Haley told me that if I ever do shave, she's like, "Can you give me a few days with like a Tom Selleck mustache?" I was like, you and your fucking daddy issues, man. Like, holy
Yeah, but
shit.
you can't.
And then you said, no problem.
But you-
100%. Yeah,
but you damn sure can't do that hair.
that's
No.
for damn sure. No, that's gonna be a wig. Yeah, that'll be a wig.
That mustache is well groomed. Like it, those are straight hairs.
That's Tom fucking Selleck,
yeah,
bro.
those
That's-
aren't gay hairs.
Yeah. Groucho.
Whoa. Is that just like a 5 o'clock
Dude,
shadow
that looks
mustache?
painted on.
He used to dye it with
Shoe polish.
yeah.
Ooh, oh, the eyebrows too.
It doesn't even look like he has hair. It just looks like shoe polish.
Yeah.
The south of the border copied his style, but they use Sharpies instead.
That's called the what is it? The Arch of Destiny. It's like the best thing. MLK, great mustache. Walter Cronkite, yeah, Cronkite.
That is
I
a
like
small
how they have some people on here just because like it's
Of
a
the
staple
fame.
to the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you think of Walter Cronkite, you think of like all the stuff that he's done, obviously, but his mustache, you know.
Well, John Waters is a fucking.
That's a
Yeah.
that's little mustache.
creepy.
No.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, dude. Like,
No,
like you're
I don't
on.
agree with that.
You're on a list somewhere
Yeah.
with that mustache.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pinka.
I'll give Indigo Montoya. Oh, Mandy Packin. Freddie,
Oh.
obviously.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury. That's a great mustache. A lot of dick bent.
Lionel Richie, what a good pull.
Yeah, that's a good pull too. Hello. Well,
Oh,
Nick Offerman's got to be on there.
America's
Swanson.
mustache.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to get that up.
America.
Oh, there-
Oh, Rolly Fingers. Fuck yeah, dude.
John, there it is.
Yeah.
There's your waxed and curly.
That was it.
That's it, dude.
Oh, he was offered $300 to grow his mustache.
In the 70s, that's a good amount of money.
Dude, yeah, that's like $3,000 back then, dude. Shit.
Shit, if somebody's like, hey,
Reggie?
$20, you curl your mustache, you'd be like, okay.
Mr. October, bro. He's all about that. Dick,
Oh.
for sure. Dick is definitely a mustache guy.
Duh, Bears.
What?
What?
Rebecca Romaine. Oh, got milk.
Oh, she did the milk mustache.
Oh.
Okay, I'll give it.
Yeah, she was the first one to do the milk mustache.
You know, that's one of those is like, hey, if somebody Googles
And I've wanted
it might give us more traction with our article.
and I've wanted to give girls facials ever since I first saw that. So weird.
Another creepy one.
Yeah.
Prince. Yeah, but Prince
It
could
was
pull it off.
iconic though.
Prince
It
was,
was.
the only one that could pull that off.
People tried, and it was like, oh,
Yeah, it's like because it's either Prince or a pedophile.
It's actually an arrow to, the Coke goes here.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Cavill.
yeah.
Oh, dude, if Jazz was here,
Oh yeah.
Jazz was here, he'd instantly have a boner. Walter White, sure.
Very thin
Yeah.
mustache. That one.
Daniel Day-Lewis, he grows a fucking solid stash, man. Like, because
Yeah.
Gangs of New York, he was awesome.
Right, that was
He
a
had
good
the he had the Bill the Butcher fucking
Yep.
twist and all that shit. Like that was really good. Like Borat. Very nice.
It is a very nice mustache.
My wife.
Oh,
of course, Hogan's
an
got to be
absolute
on there.
OG.
Yeah,
Can anybody else pull that off?
No.
It's just Hogan.
him and bikers.
What's his name on Yellowstone?
the
old fucking
Yes.
cowboy
Yeah.
ranch hand. He can fight. So
He can.
I call this the Texas mustache,
Yeah.
right? Because I've seen more of it here in Texas than
Yep.
I've seen anywhere else in the world.
Yep.
And my beard and my chest hair don't connect. But if it did, I would have a Texas mustache
Oh, I could pull
that
that.
went all the way down and like wrapped around my nipples and went all the way down to my belly button.
My buddy,
I can
my
pull
buddy
it off.
Kush. His name's
Rich
Kevin.
High can do that.
My buddy Kevin.
Rich.
Rich can
We
go
need
all the way down and back up the back.
Yeah.
Around the shoulders, around the arms.
My buddy Kevin Kush did that shit. He had it come down his neck beard,
Yep.
went around his nipples, and then down to his fucking ball fro. And I was just like, "You're a fucking idiot, dude!" Like it's so fucking funny. He did that shit. He grew it out on leave one time just so he could try it. Came back and was like, "Look at this," showing pictures, and he showed Gunny, and Gunny was like, "Go shave Go shave your entire fucking body."
Wilford Brimley.
Oh,
My
yeah.
name's Wilford Brimley.
Diabetes.
I'd like to take a few minutes of your time
Geraldo.
to talk to you about diabetes.
God, that is wide.
Yeah, Geraldo's always had a fucking. His is always. It looks like wires.
Yeah.
Now, out of
It's
all the
real
people
wire.
that are on there, Geraldo has the best cock duster out of everybody else.
It's between him and Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
He's a
Nice
real
little-
piece of shit.
Nice little dick broom.
Eddie looks weird without a mustache.
Yeah.
True.
I probably wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah, he looks very weird without a mustache. Oh, of course. Yeah. Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. Yeah.
This should definitely be Ron Burgundy as Will Ferrell
Yeah.
because Will Ferrell, not that much.
I feel like that role like solidified Will Ferrell and how he, I don't know, carries himself.
That
you know what I mean?
that showed that he's method. He's a method.
Yeah,
actor, You know.
Or he was just playing himself, right? Like,
Right.
Okay. Pedro.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for
Harvey.
sure, Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His is very unique.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure, Steve Harvey. That shit's fucking.
If there were all black caterpillars in the world, they would mimic his mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And no
Okay.
idea who this
I don't know
is.
who this is. Like, This Is Us is.
Oh, that's
it's like a chick book fucking.
It's not even a good mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it's-
average.
No.
It's pretty shit.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
Well, there's a reason he's last on the list, I guess.
What a great way to wrap up the show with going over some good mustaches.
Hey, man.
I guess.
A little bit of mustache time. Yeah, boys, that's a great time to end it. I'm not drinking whiskey.
No.
I'm out.
And you're empty.
I got water today.
I got a monster. Cheers, boys. Thanks for being my freedom friend. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Smash those buttons. Support the Patreon, please. All right. Help us out. Do all that stuff.
Oh, just so we can reiterate, if you do support the Patreon, you get all of these episodes early. So just another reason to support the show.
That's right. You'll get them on
Early how?
Saturdays, right?
Right now, podcasts come out Thursday, the week of recording, and then the debate comes out that Friday. So you actually get them like 3-4 days before everybody else.
Nice.
Yeah.
Through YouTube?
Patreon.
Patreon.
Through Patreon.
Through Patreon.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, you get everything early.
Yeah. So fucking, there's a little perk package. But really, it's 3 little things. They're pretty easy to do.
Yep.
Not hard at all. I like doing them all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially the last one. But the first one is Scott,
Smoke on.
Justin,
Drink on.
and goddamn it, kids, freedom the fuck on.
Later.